Hello everyone, welcome back to YK Reviews. For today's video, it's going to be all about the follow-up to The Seed of Chucky and the next movie in the franchise, Curse of Chucky. So let's get into it here. So with the Curse of Chucky, it's basically following a family who's like living in a house, and they're basically being haunted by Chucky getting killed off. And for me, I always talk about the opening sequences of the Chucky movies. Like, despite all the criticisms and the bad crap that they put you through, the opening sequences is always fantastic for me. So for this opening sequences, you basically get introduced to the character Nika, who's in a wheelchair and is getting sent a good guy doll in the mail. And basically this doll, who we know as Chucky, escapes and kills her mother, Sarah. You don't actually get to see the kill. She dies and it gets ruled out as a suicide. And that's the opening sequence on that. And that is basically the sequence of like the first like 40-45 minutes of the movie in itself. Is that, for me, not a lot happened. It's basically kind of like a whodunit type situation. Like, you build the suspense, you build the intensity, you know it's Chucky, but it's just basically like, because once the mother gets killed, Nika's sister and her family come over and they stay over. You have the priest also coming over and they like have like this little dinner. You see basically Chucky putting like the mouse poisoning, I think it was, in one of the soups, and you have to try and figure out who is the one actually eating the poison. Come to find out that it's the priest. But even then, with the priest, you basically, his death scene, you get to see, like, it's showing him like crashing in a car accident, and like once they remove the part of the vehicle, his head just falls off. But you don't get to see the crash, you don't get to see any of that, you don't get to see him like suffering from the poison or anything like that. So just the first 40 minutes I just felt very skippable. It was intense and it was suspenseful, but you know who's behind it. And so for them to just have that built up and having you feel like, okay, who done this, even though you know it, I just felt it was kind of pointless and was very frustrating to watch for me. And I'll be honest, like, the characters that they did introduce, like, I enjoyed Nika's character. Like, she, I thought, was the best part of like the movie itself. But then like her sister, who I just didn't care for, you have like this backstory with like her and her husband like having this little like bickering back and forth. You have like the babysitter, which they basically both have eyes on. Like, you come to find out like it's actually the sister is the one having an affair, not the actual husband. You've got the little girl, Alice, who's just like walking around with Chucky, like doing all those kind of things. But like the characters in itself, like Ian, the husband, the sister Bob, the babysitter, like, you don't really care for these characters. You don't have like that much investment with them. So eventually, once like Chucky picks them off one by one, I feel like the movie starts like picking up eventually. I feel like it really like picks up once he like gets rid of the babysitter and he kills off Bob, which the best line of the whole movie is what he says before he kills Bob, before stabbing her in the eye.
You have your mother's eyes, and they were always too fucking close together!
Pure perfection for that particular scene and for that particular kill. And you just see Nika like figuring this out, because she's like in the wheelchair, she's trying to like do what she can, try to warn everybody. And so she tries to warn like the husband, she tries to warn Ian, the babysitter's dead, Nika's dead. And I forgot to mention, like, just before Nika gets stabbed in, just before Bob gets stabbed in the eye, I love the reveal of like when she's peeling off the face of Chucky and it revealing that stitching and that perfect look. I loved that, like that whole sequence. Like I said, the reveal, the one line that he mentioned and the stab in the eye was just perfect. And so then like she's trying to warn Ian thinks it's like actually Nika that's the one doing the killing, revealing that he like installed a nanny cam on Chucky, which I thought was so brilliant, only to come to realize that it was actually Chucky, and Chucky like kills him off. And then you get that like third act, the final sequence. You've got Chucky versus Nika. Like he puts the axe in her legs, but because she's on the wheelchair, she's not feeling it. The axe gets stuck, pushes her off like the staircase to like fall to her death, only for her to like survive. And for me, I actually liked the twist because Chucky reveals why he's like going after her family. We come to find out that like her mother, the person that dies in the beginning, was actually one of the victims of Charles Lee Ray's. Like he kidnaps her. Was supposed to be a friend of the family, but he eventually kidnaps her, and the police eventually find his hideout. He thinks it was her that revealed it, so like he like escapes, and that's basically where you get the opening sequences of the first Child Play movie. Is that him running from the police was all because like he was having Sarah, the mother, the person who died in the beginning, hostage. So I really like that connection, and I really like that twist there, and how it all came about and how it all came together. So I really liked that. And with Nika, like what I really enjoyed about her character is that she's smart. She brought other things from previous movies into this, taunting Chucky about Andy, how he's not been able to kill him, messing with his mind. And so then it eventually leads to like she's trying to overpower Chucky. She stabs Chucky in the back, but Chucky still like survives. The police show up, finding Nika holding the knife, thinking Nika's the one responsible. He sees Bob dead with one eye. He sees all this death and destruction. So you get to see Nika in court being found guilty of all this death scene. She looks like she's gone criminally insane and is getting sent to like an institute. But I love how like you've got Chucky as like an evidence there, and her going to Chucky that I'm still alive, laughing in a menacing way that she survived, that she's still alive. I really like that. And then you get to like the next act, like I wouldn't say post-credit scene, but like the next scene. So then you get introduced to Jennifer Tilly's character. She's basically sending a package, which most likely is like the Chucky doll. She's sending it to like an address, and I really liked how they brought her back, and it looks like now she's like in this Tiffany persona, sending Chucky to go do the bidding now. And so Chucky's basically sent to the little girl Alice, who like managed to like escape Chucky. Like you find out that she was hiding in a closet. So then he starts performing this voodoo chant on her to try and like transfer his soul to this little girl in itself, to try and like become human again, and use the little girl as like the killer. So like you don't actually see, like you see the voodoo getting performed, and then there's this little jump scare of like the grandma popping up in like a plastic bag, like getting her breath back essentially, but you don't actually see what happened there. And then the post-credit scene of you seeing Andy Barclay as like an adult, full-size grown Andy Barclay receiving a package again, and it's Chucky. Basically Chucky is like opening up the box with Andy's back turned. You see the box being opened up, you see Chucky revealing himself, turning around and seeing Andy pointing a gun at him and just shooting him, and the movie ends. So with this movie in particular, like I enjoyed this movie, but I enjoyed the second half compared to like the first. The first half of the movie I found it really dull. It was very frustrating and skippable for me. But then once Chucky finally did get introduced, once the kills started picking up, the movie picked up, and the final sequence with Nika versus Chucky, like their backstory and everything like that, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really did like that part of the movie. And I think that the follow-up to it is really fascinating and really interesting to watch. So for this one, would I recommend it? If you're comparing this between the previous movie, definitely recommend. If you are going to watch this movie though, expect like a really slow build up. The first 40 minutes, 45 minutes, not a lot happens. It's kind of like a whodunit. So if it doesn't frustrate you too much, I think you would enjoy it, but you'll definitely enjoy the second half. I would definitely say it's more fun, it's more fast-paced and more energetic, and what you're expecting from a Chucky movie. So that I would recommend that. And plus, like what they're setting up from the next movie, definitely worth a watch just for that. So if you have seen the movie though, let me know down in the comment section what you thought about it, what your thoughts on it. let me know here, and let me know about the franchise so far in general, what you thought about it so far. And once again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos here. As I mentioned as well, I'm posting all the Chucky movies, the Child Play movie reviews. We've got the Cult of Chucky and the Child's Play movie coming up here, so keep an eye out on the channel for those ones. But again, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. This is YK Reviews. Peace.